Good evening, this is GCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ning Hoi Kim Kong Sai. First, the headlines. MLAs from Kuki, Naga, and Meitei to hold talk at Delhi on October 15. Christian Islam government move to cut water power in India's Manipur. US to deploy missile defense system and about 100 troops to Israel. News in detail. For the first time since the eruptions of the violent crisis on May 3, 2023, Meitei and Kuki MLAs will be holding talks together with Naga MLAs on October 15 at New Delhi. The talk is being hosted by the Ministry of Home Affairs under the direct supervision of Union Home Minister Amit Shah. For the first time, Kuki and Meitei MLAs or ministers will be talking face-to-face following Centre's serious efforts to facilitate dialogue between the two estranged communities. The talk, which will be held at the office of the Ministry of Home Affairs, will focus on finding a solution to the crisis and restoration of peace in the state. According to reliable sources, some of the Meitei MLAs or ministers who would take part in the talk are Thongam Biswajit, Speaker Thokchom Satyabrata, Thaunausam Basanta Kumar, Khongban Tabam Ibomcha, Dr. Sapam Ranjan, Thokchom Radheshyam, and Thongbram Rabindro. The Kuki community will be represented by Lepau Hokip, Paulilal Hokip, Haukolet Kipgen, and a few others. On the other hand, Naga MLAs or ministers will be represented by Awangbo Nyumai, LD Ku, and Ram Muiva respectively. According to sources, all the Naga, Kuki, and Meitei MLAs ministers who are scheduled to take part in the talk were personally invited by the Union Ministry of Home Affairs through letters and telephone calls. Some of them have started leaving for New Delhi today. Some other MLAs or ministers who are scheduled to take part in the talk are already at Delhi. Meanwhile, some of the MLAs or ministers who would take part in the talk scheduled on October 15 at New Delhi held a meeting with Chief Minister N. Biren this evening, the sources said. Details of the meeting held at the office residence of the Chief Minister are, however, not available, though it was held in connection with the scheduled meeting at Delhi. Indigenous Christians in India's rice-store Manipur say they are worried over the state government's move to deny water, power, and welfare schemes to unregistered villages in the hilly northeastern state. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh on October 8 instructed the authorities not to provide essential services like water and power and benefits of various government welfare schemes to villages in the hilly districts if they are unregistered. Though Singh did not clarify what he meant by unregistered villages, media reports said the Chief Minister was referring to villages that have emerged in the Kuki-dominated area since 2006. This move is yet another attempt to target indigenous Christians who are mostly from the Kuki community living in the state's 5 hilly districts, said a church leader based in the capital, Imphal. He requested that his name not be revealed for security reasons. Another church leader based in the hilly district said that many people lost their houses and businesses during the ongoing sectarian violence and took shelter in other villages. A few of them have set up temporary houses in other villages. If the government does not recognize them, it will be like aiding insult to injury, he said on the conditions of anonymity. Singh, a leader of the Hindu right-wing BJP of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has repeatedly blamed illegal migrants from neighboring civil war-hit Myanmar for the ongoing violence in the state and accused the Kuki communities of giving shelter to them. Singh belongs to majority Meitei community, which is at loggerheads with the predominantly Christian Kuki tribal people. The government decision to disconnect water or electricity supply will lead to further hostilities between the two warring groups, noted the church leader. He said the Métis and the Kuki communities cannot coexist anymore. Among the 3.2 million people in the state, 41% are indigenous Kuki people, mostly Christians, and the influential and wealthy Métis Hindus who live in the valleys account for 53%. They fought over granting tribal status to Métis Hindus to avail reservations benefits under India's Affirmations Actions policy has seen the death of nearly 230 people and the uprooting of nearly 60,000, most of them Christians. Christian alleged that the official tribal status will allow the influential Métis community to buy land in indigenous areas in the districts of Senapati, Tamenglong, Charichampur, Chandil, and Ukhrul. Christians have been seeking the resignations of Singh over his failure to contain the sectarian violence that has started on May 3rd last year. The World Kuki Intellectual Council WKZIC expresses its full endorsement of United Naga Council UNC on the basis of 1972 status of Manipur Vaidi 18171 SC Government of Manipur Secretariat Order dated the 14th February 1972. With this regard, the WKZIC writes to President of India, Draupadi Murmu, urging her to roll back recently created districts in Manipur. In its letter, the WKZIC stated there were only 6 autonomous districts in Manipur at the time of full statehood attainment on the 21st January 1972 and solved the long Manipur political imbroglio through bifurcations of Jammu and Kashmir state under Jammu and Kashmir Reorganizations Act 2019 into 2 union territories. The later further stated, the original existing autonomous districts of Manipur in 1972 at the time of full-fledged statehood on the 21st January 1972 are Manipur North, Senapati, Ukhrul, and Kamzo. Sadar Hills, Kangpokpi, many parts of Sadar Hills were fragmented and amalgamated into adjoining 5 districts. Manipur East, Imphal West, Bishnupur, and Kaksing, Tingnopal, and Chandil, Taubal. Manipur South, Charichampur, and Perzo. Manipur West, Tamenglong, None, and Ziriba. Rolling back all of the new 10 districts of Manipur created after 1972 and re-christening back to its original names prior to 1972 shall bring justice for all the 3 communities of Métis, Kuki, and Manipuri Naga respectively, added the latter. Furthermore, as far as Manipuri issue is concerned on bloodline and ethnicity, the majority Métis claimed uncles as their elder brother and vice versa. As such, grouping them together along with all interested minorities under one administrative division called Manipur and grouping together all the remaining blood-related Jin Kuki groups into another administrative division known as Kukiland, which was demanded from 1947 under the Kuki National Assembly KNA in the form of state under Article 3 or Union Territories under Articles 239, 239A and 240 respectively of the Indian Constitution shall definitely solve the long-pending political issues of Manipur, where the government of India put together RAT, CAT, DOG in one roof, rendering to the loss of thousands of life, properties, and unnecessary security expenses for all these long 78 years since 1947. 1993 to 1997 from NSC and IAM, where 1 lakh Kukis displaced, 1,149 innocent Kukis were killed, and 360 villages uprooted from Manipuri Naga-dominated areas. WKP 1998 PP 2682308. 2020, that is 2023, from majority Métis and double as in Manipur state governments, resulting to burning down of 256 Kuki churches, 200 Kuki villages, 195 killed, and about 50,000 in designated relief camps, and another 45 to 50,000 dispersed in various states and metro cities respectively. In the light of the above cited points, the WKZIC earnestly appealed to President of India to look into the complexity of Manipur and vulnerabilities of minority Kuki people in the state, added the letter. The total number of dengue cases in Manipur this year has reached 1,353, with a spike occurring this month, an official said on October 12. Cases stood at just 230 till September, however, it spiked during the first few days of October, the official informed. Manipur has reported 4 dengue days this year, with 3 in Imphal, 3 in Imphal West District and 1 in Bishnupur District. Imphal West District reported the highest number of 938 cases, followed by Imphal East with 285 cases. Meanwhile, Thoubal and Kakching districts reported 43 cases each, while Bishnupur reported 23 cases. Ziribam, Tingnopal, Chirchampur and Parzol districts have not reported any case so far, he said. On Thursday, Manipur Health and Family Welfare Minister S. Ranjan Singh has said, compared to last year, the number of dengue cases is relatively low. However, the government is concerned, as still yesterday, there have been 1,195 cases, with Imphal East and Imphal West District together contributed to 1,070 cases alone. The health department is trying to safeguard people from dengue in terms of source reductions, awareness program, focusing at positive areas. Coordinated and responsible efforts with the public is required to reduce the source of dengue. We have to destroy the breeding grounds, Sapam had said. The Tribal Youth Council Manipur TYCM has submitted a memorandum to Manipur Chief Minister and Biren Singh demanding various benefits for tribal youth. The memorandum requests the appointment of a full-time member secretary and 2 members to Manipur State Commissions for Scheduled Tribe MSCST, which currently only has a chairperson. According to Manipur State Commissions for ST Act 2014 Sections 3A and 3B mandate the appointment of a member secretary and 2 members, while Section 3C states that the Principal Secretary or Commissioner, Tribal Affairs and Hills will serve as the ex-officio member secretary. The TYCM memorandum also demands the filling of vacant posts in the MSCST and regularizations of staff. Additionally, it requests an increase in funding from 90 lakh to 10 crore. Lastly, the memorandum highlights the issues of the Tribal Affairs and Hill Department Director holding multiple posts, leading to ineffective department operations. It demands the appointment of a full-time director to address this issue. The report from the National Center for Vector-Borne Diseases Control, NCVBDC or Malaria Department, Chirchampur and Parzol District. Malaria cases in Chirchampur District January to September 2024. From January to September 2024, 2,779 blood samples were tested and 8 cases were found positive for malaria. January, 215 samples tested and 2 positive. February, 190 samples tested. March, 243 samples tested. April, 258 sample tested. May, 305 sample tested, 2 positive. June, 293 sample tested, 3 positive. July, 388 sample tested, 1 positive. August, 447 sample tested. September, 440 sample tested. Additionally, 43 dengue cases were reported in Lamka from January to September 2024. Malaria cases in Parzol District, January to September 2024. From January to September 2024, 842 blood samples were tested and 1 case was found positive for malaria. January, 6 samples tested. February, 50 samples tested. March, 41 samples tested. April, 91 samples tested. May, 80 samples tested. June, 265 samples tested, 1 positive. July, 61 samples tested. August, 88 sample tested. September, 190 sample tested. The district hospital Jammu issued its monthly performance report for September 2024 at Outpatients Department (OPD) that includes total OPD patients are 10,633, 4,454 males and 6,179 females. Medicine OPD 2,053, 920 males and 1,133 females. Pediatrics OPD 949, 502 males, 447 females. Ortho OPD 919, 532 males, 387 females. Surgery OPD 883, 550 males, 363 females. Gynae and obstetrics OPD 1,418 females only. Dermatology OPD 711, 322 males to 389 females. Eye OPD 773, 312 males and 461 females. Dental OPD 596, 260 males and 336 females. ENT OPD 718, 315 males, 403 females. Psychiatric OPD 289, 154 males and 135 females. IUS OPD 141, 93 males and 48 females. PPTCP 167 females only. ICTC 383, 382, 233 males and 149 females. ART 17, 10 males, 7 females. OST 161, 151 males and 10 females. Minor OT 895, 564 males and 331 females. Inpatients Department IPD number of total admitted patients reaches 1,003, out of which medicine ward 320, 171 males, 149 females. Pediatrics and neonatal ward 189, 128 males and 61 females. Surgical ward 160, 17 males and 53 females. Ortho ward 55 and 35 males and 20 females. Gynae ward 53 females only. Obstetrics 197 females only. ENT 29, 11 males and 18 females. Maternity ward 250 admitted, 183 deliveries. Maternity ward statistics shows total deliveries 183 male babies, 95 female babies, 88 stillbirths. 1. On the other hand, mortality rate statistics show total deaths 25, infant mortality 8, stillbirths 2, maternal mortality 1. Other causes 14 operations theater, minor operations 984, major operations 141. A man in West Tripura district allegedly hacked his wife and mother-in-law to death over a social media post, the police said on October 30. Following the incident, the police arrested the accused, a 51-year-old poultry farmer of Manipur in Sepahizala district. The man has been living with his two sons at Manipur, while his wife, who filed a divorce case against him, was staying with her mother at ONGC area in West Tripura district for 1.5 years, a police officer said. West Tripura Superintendent of Police Kiran Kumar K told reporters on Sunday his wife had uploaded photographs with two male friends during Durga Puja festivals on social media. Seeing the photographs, the husband got enraged and has a plot to eliminate her. When the mother and daughter though was returning home, the accused attacked both of them with a sharp object. They died on the spot, he further added. Upon receiving the information, the police team reached the spot and found the bodies lying in a pool of blood. The accused was arrested within an hour. The SP said an investigation is underway and he will be produced before a local court, the official added. An earthquake of 4.2 magnitude jolted the north-central part of Assam on Sunday morning, an official bulletin said. There is no immediate report of any injury to anyone or damage to any property, officials said. A National Center for Seismology report said the quake was recorded at 7:47 a.m. in Udalguri district on the northern bank of Brahmaputra at a depth of 15 km. The exact locations of the epicenter of the earthquake is around 105 km north of Guwahati and 48 km west of Tripura, near the Assam to Arunachal Pradesh border. People in neighboring Darang, Tamulpur, Sonitpur, Kamrup and Biswanath districts also felt the joint. Kamrup Metropolitan, Morigaon and Nagaon districts on the southern bank of Brahmaputra too felt the tremor. The earthquake could be felt in some areas of western Arunachal Pradesh as well as eastern Bhutan, the report showed. The tremor forced people to scamper out of their homes to open areas. The northeastern region falls in the high seismic zone, making earthquakes frequently hit the region. The Ministry of Home Affairs (MHA) has announced the revocations of the president rule in the United Territory of Jammu and Kashmir with effect from Sunday, 13 October 2024. The order dated the 31st October 2019 in relation to Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir shall stand revoked immediately before the appointment of the Chief Minister under Section 54 of Jammu and Kashmir Reorganizations Act 2019, read the statement issued by the MHA. President's rule was imposed in the erstwhile state on 9 June 2018 till 30 October 2019. After the resignations of the Chief Minister following loss of coalition's partner. It was imposed again on 31st October 2019 up to till 10 October 2024 under Section 73 of Jammu and Kashmir Reorganizations Act 2019. Article 356 does not apply to Union territories. Mehbooba Mufti of the PDP was the last Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir from 4 April 2016 to 20 June 2018 in a coalition government with the BJP. On 31st October 2019, the state of Jammu and Kashmir was split into 2 union territories, UT of Jammu and Kashmir and UT of Ladakh. The 2024 Global Hunger Index (GHI) places India in the serious category, ranking 105 out of 127 countries. Published by Concern Worldwide and World Hunger Life, the GHI is an important tool for tracking hunger and undernutrition worldwide. India, with a score of 27.3, faces significant challenges in addressing hunger compounded by widespread malnutrition and child mortality. India is among 42 countries listed in the serious hunger category, alongside neighboring countries such as Pakistan and Afghanistan. South Asian countries like Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka have fared better, ranking in the moderate category. This underscores the need for India to intensify its efforts to combat hunger and malnutrition. The report highlights that achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goal of zero hunger by 2030 is becoming increasingly unlikely for many countries, including India. With 733 million people globally experiencing hunger daily and 2.8 billion unable to afford a healthy diet, the global food crisis is further exacerbated by conflicts, civil strife, and climate change. Wars in regions like Gaza and Sudan are contributing to extreme food shortages, while other areas such as the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Syria continue to grapple with severe food crisis. For India, addressing these challenges will require a multifaceted approach, tackling the root causes of hunger, improving food security, and ensuring adequate nutrition for children are critical in reducing hunger levels and improving the country's GHI ranking in the coming years. Former Maharashtra Minister Baba Siddique was buried on Sunday night with the state honors in the presence of a huge crowd including political leaders amid tight security. Siddique, a former three-time MLA from Bandra West and a member of Azib power factions of the National Congress Party (NCP), was shot dead on Saturday in Bandra East. He was 66. At least 6 bullets were fired at Mr. Siddique near his son Jisan's office and 4 hit him in the chest. 3 men carried out the shooting during Dussehra festivals. The 2 suspects arrested in the killings of Mr. Siddique have claimed they belong to Lawrence Bisnoy gang, say sources. However, the gang is yet to take responsibility for the murder, which was carried out despite the minister having the wide security. Cops suspect it to be contract killing. Two major incidents of violence was reported in Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal on Sunday, triggered amid Durga Puja celebrations and processions for immersions of idols. 1 person died in UP's Bahraich during the violence, while in Hora, vandalism was reported at some puja pandals. In UP, the victim died due to a gunfire incident as a clash broke out in Bahraich district between 2 groups over immersions of the idol of goddess Durga in Masi Tehsil. The tensions were triggered after the processions passed by near a Muslim area in Maharashganj, news agency PTI reported. A man has been booked, while about 25 to 30 people were taken into custody, the police say. SP Vrinda Sukla noted that the processions later continued normally. Several persons were injured in the violence. In some places, efforts were made to prevent the idol immersion process. The police also say that the main accused in Bahraich shooting is absconding, and a search operation has been launched. On the incident, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said that those trying to disturb the atmosphere will not be spared. He also said that a police team was sent to area to ensure that idol immersions were done on time. Samajwadi Party leader S.T. Hassan also sought action against the perpetrators. The United States is sending an advanced missile defense system to Israel along with about 100 American troops to operate it, the Pentagon announced on Sunday. It is the first deployment of U.S. forces to Israel since the Hamas-led attacks there on October 7, 2023. President Biden directed Defense Secretary Lloyd J. Austin III to deploy the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, or THAAD, and his crew, Major General Patrick Ryder, the Pentagon press secretary, said in a statement on Sunday. The move will put American troops operating the ground-based interceptor, which is designed to defend against ballistic missiles, closer to the widening war in the Middle East. It comes after Iran launched about 200 missiles at Israel on October 1, and Israel plans its retaliatory attack. The THAAD battery, a mobile defense system, will give the Israel Defense Forces another layer of protections to defend cities, troops, and installations from short and intermediate-range ballistic missiles like those deployed by Iran in its last attempt. When asked about it on Sunday, Mr. Biden said that only that he had ordered the Pentagon is to deploy the system to defend Israel. General Ryder said in his statement that the battery would augment Israel's integrated air defense system. These actions underscores the United States' ironclad commitment to defense of Israel and to defend Americans in Israel from any further ballistic missile attacks by Iran, the statement said. It is part of the broader adjustment the U.S. military has made in recent months to support the defense of Israel and protect Americans from attacks by Iran and Iranian-aligned militias. A senior U.S. military official said on Sunday that it would take at least a week to get a new system and the necessary troops to Israel. While the THAAD system represents the first U.S. troop deployment to Israel since the war in Gaza began, the U.S. military did build a temporary prior off the coast of Gaza in May, meant to rush humanitarian aid to the enclave. The prior was dismantled in July after weeks of damage from rough seas, and late last month, the Pentagon said that it would send a few thousand American troops to Middle East as Israel intensifies its attacks on Hezbollah in Lebanon, with one official putting the figure between 2,000 and 3,000. The United States also sent a THAAD battery along with other defense systems to the region week after the attacks on October 7, 2023. The decision announced on Sunday comes as senior Pentagon officials have been debating whether the increased U.S. military presence in the region is containing the war as they had hoped or inflaming it. Several Pentagon officials have expressed concern in recent weeks that Israel has been waging an increasingly aggressive campaign against the Lebanese militia Hezbollah, Iran's most powerful proxy, knowing that an armada of American warships and dozens of attack planes stand ready to help blunt any Iranian response. General Charles Q. Brown Jr., the chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, has raised the issue in meetings at the Pentagon and at the White House, officials said. General Brown has also questioned the effect of the expanded American presence in the region on overall combat readiness, the ability of the U.S. military to respond quickly to conflicts, including with China and Russia. General Brown, Austin, and other officials have tried to balance containing the conflict and emboldening Israel, one senior U.S. military official said. On Sunday, Mr. Austin spoke with Yoav Gallant, the Israeli defense minister, and expressed his deep concern about reports that Israeli forces fired on UN peacekeeping positions in Lebanon, as well as by the reported death of 2 Lebanese soldiers, the Pentagon said in a statement about the call. On Sunday morning, the Israeli military said that its jet had hit around 200 Hezbollah targets in Lebanon over the past day. At least 15 people were killed in Israeli strikes on 3 areas outside Hezbollah traditional strongholds, according to Lebanon's health ministry, as reported by the Times of Israel. The ministry reported the highest death toll from an attack on the village of Masria, situated north of Beirut. It said 9 dead and 15 wounded in an Israeli enemy strike on the village of Masria, north of Beirut, raising an earlier toll of 5 dead, as reported by the Times of Israel. More casualties were reported in another areas. A strike on Dirbila near the northern town of Batron resulted in 2 fatalities, 4 injuries, and unidentified body parts, according to the ministry. It also reported 2 deaths, 4 wounded, and unidentified body parts in an Israeli strikes on Dirbila near the northern town of Batron, and said that 4 people were killed and 18 wounded in a strike on Berza, raising an earlier total of 14 wounded for the raid in the south district south of the capital. The Times of Israel reported earlier, Israeli forces struck the Jabalia refugee camp in the northern Gaza, killing at least 22 people, including women and children, according to reported by Al Jazeera. The Israeli military issued evacuation orders for residents in northern Gaza, particularly those near the Jabalia refugee camp, as the death toll continues to rise. This order directs residents to relocate to southern part of the enclave amid escalating violence. Also, northern Gaza's escalating violence has severed food aid since October 1. Earlier, the Israel Defense Forces IDF reported approximately 30 projectiles fired from Lebanon into Israeli territory, triggering sirens in the Upper Galilee region. In a post on X, the Israel Defense Forces wrote, approximately 30 projectiles were identified crossing from Lebanon into Israeli territory, following sirens that sounded in the Upper Galilee area. Fallen projectiles were identified in the area. In another post, it said, sirens sounding in the city of Haifa and the surrounding area. Earlier in the day, the IDF said that multiple rocket launches have been identified from Lebanon since the Yom Kippur fast started. A SpaceX Starship rocket successfully landed upright Sunday alongside a massive metal landing tower as it was cut by 2 converging chopstick arms, another historic engineering breakthrough for the world's largest and the most powerful rocket. Sunday's launch marked the 5th test flight for Starship, which stands nearly 400 feet tall and is composed of the Super Heavy booster and the Starship spacecraft. The system is central to founder Elon Musk's hopes to eventually colonize Mars and to NASA's plans to return astronauts to the moon. Musk has said he plans to launch about 5 uncrewed Starship missions to Mars in the next 2 years, with possible crew missions to follow. SpaceX said the spacecraft itself also experienced a successful flight and splashed down precisely on target. But it was the booster's safe landing that marked not only a historic feat of aeronautical engineering, but also a major milestone for SpaceX goals of full reusability for its rockets. The company hopes these innovations will enable more ambitious space missions and with greater frequency. Big step toward making life multiplanetary was made today, Musk posted on X after Sunday's launch. For years, SpaceX has been landing the booster of its reusable Falcon 9 rocket on bergs at sea or a landing pad on land. SpaceX then transport the rocket for refurbishment before bringing it back to launch pad. The second stage of the Falcon 9, however, is discarded, having Starship, which is intended to be fully reusable. Return to its launch site marks a significant step toward the airline-like operation SpaceX is seeking, where the booster would land, be refueled, and fly again. Precise landings are also important for the missions to the moon. NASA is investing about $4 billion into the program and intends to use Starship to return its astronauts to the lunar surface as part of its Artemis program. The space agency intends to explore the lunar South Pole, where a treacherous topography of ridges and craters and a low-angle light means the spacecraft visiting there will have to be able to land in defined areas. NASA has identified 13 such sites that are flat and near resources, such as water. On Sunday, the rocket lifted off from its launch site near Brownsville, Texas at 8:25 a.m. Eastern Time and carried the spacecraft upward through the atmosphere. The rocket booster then dropped away as the Starship spacecraft continued higher. The decision to move forward with the rocket cast was not made until after the rocket began falling back to Earth. Thousands of distinct vehicle impact criteria had to be met before the cast maneuver could proceed, according to SpaceX. If those conditions had not been met, the rocket booster would have defaulted to a trajectory that would be splashed it down in the Gulf of Mexico, but the mission's flight director ultimately gave it a go-ahead. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.